All right. So, hey, Mom, how you doing?
Hey, Lindsay, I'm fine. How are you?
Good. So, I heard you used to so you went to college in Boston, and
I
which
did.
year was
I
that?
went to an all-women's college,
Okay.
and I
Okay.
began in 1966 and graduated in 1970.
Oh, seems like a long time ago, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, you used to tell me that you used to hang out a lot with some guys over at Harvard, and so, what was that about?
What was that about? Well, when we were freshmen, I went to a women's college right in the center of Boston near Fenway Park, and we often got fixed up with guys from Harvard, which means then it meant getting a date with,
Yeah,
a blind
kinda
date.
getting
A blind date
yeah.
meaning you never met this person before, they
Right.
never met you, but you met them through friends.
Yeah, kind of like set up. We could say set up.
Yeah.
You got set up with
Yeah,
people.
we called it fix up then.
Cool. Okay. And where was your boyfriend from? So your boyfriend was a Harvard guy, and where was he
Well,
from?
let's go back
originally?
just a bit. We used to go to mixers, first of all, at Harvard, which
Okay.
were dances that were for freshmen, and the boys at Harvard, the freshmen, would pick the schools, the colleges of women that they wanted to invite the class of to come to these mixers.
Okay.
And they were pretty selective, I guess.
And you went to Simmons,
And I went to Simmons, right?
so they had chosen Simmons
Yes,
College for
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And so that's how you met
No,
the guy that you were
I
dating.
met a lot of people there, but no, I never dated anybody. I met at a mixer.
Okay. Okay. So, but you did date someone at Harvard.
Right. At Simmons, we had what you call big sisters who were juniors when we were freshmen, and they would fix us up or set us up with a date with an underclassman if they had a boyfriend themselves at Harvard or MIT.
Mm-hmm.
And Harvard, I met through a friend who was dating an upperclassman at Harvard. Yeah.
Okay. And what did you guys? So you said you used to go to mixers on the weekends. What kinds of things did you do with the Harvard crowd?
Okay, my
In
crowd of
Cambridge.
friends that there were parties all the time. We went to football games together,
Yeah.
groups of people.
Oh, that sounds fun.
At Harvard, they had apartments that they were in dorms, and
Okay.
there were usually 4 to a dorm of guys, and so each of them would have a date, and it was always a party because there's always at least 8 people.
Right. Sounds like a typical college scene.
Yeah, and so yeah, I'd go over there and we'd have go to football games, which were really fun, especially
Yeah.
the Yale Harvard game,
Yeah.
and always kind of interesting. We would dress up. It was
For
everybody.
the football games?
Yes, the
Whoa.
women wore suits and heels
Suits.
and
The women wore suits?
yes, skirts,
Meaning
and
skirts.
jackets,
Okay. Yeah.
and the guys dressed up in
Suits and ties.
jackets, not
Yeah.
suits, but jackets, sports jackets and ties.
Wow.
But after, we'd change and go to parties, and parties would be really fun. And
Yeah. What kind of restaurants did you like around Harvard?
we couldn't afford to go to restaurants.
Oh, okay.
And it was takeout Chinese, if anything.
Okay.
Pizza
Yeah, yeah.
and Chinese food.
Did you used to spend a lot of time in the cafes, just talking and like the?
No,
sort of not so
no,
much?
there weren't any cafes really.
Okay.
There were sometimes we'd go out to lunch if one of their fathers would come and visit from wherever they lived,
Yeah.
and take us out to lunch or dinner at. One fellow I dated most of the time, sophomore through senior years, was from El Salvador, and his family was living in Maryland at the time, and he'd come to Boston a lot to see his daughter who was at Tufts,
Oh, yeah.
and his son who was at Harvard, and he'd always include me and take us out to dinner at a Spanish restaurant, or out to lunch at the Wurst House, which isn't there anymore. It's a
Wurst
German place for
It's a funny name.
sandwiches. The Wurst House.
Okay. All right. That's great. Thanks.